Hey everybody, this is the Sliders Review, and I'm here today to talk to you about San Diego Comic-Con Star Trek news on Paramount Plus. So we got a lot of new details about the upcoming series and movies and stuff like that at Paramount Plus. We found out that the Doctor from Voyager is coming back for Starfleet Academy. That's going to be set in the 32nd century. Some more returning faces. We got a extended clip on Star Trek Strange New Worlds that pretty much ruined the second season finale cliffhanger. Why in the world would you do that? And then we got something from Section 31 that just does not look like Star Trek whatsoever. And so here are my opinions on all of these. I'll start with Star Trek Academy. So I forgot they was even making this, right? And so I had no idea what century it's going to be in. I assume maybe the 24th, only because, a lot of stuff happened during that time and we had so many series from that. But no, I just now found out from the casting of Mary Wiseman and stuff is gonna be in the 32nd century where, Discovery was in its last two seasons. And I'm like, okay, whatever, they can do whatever they want because they're in the 32nd century, right? But here's my thing. I'm cool with Mary as an actress, but I hate the character of Tilly. I'm cool with Admiral Vance because he was a cool character and the actor's cool. But then there is Jet Reno by Tig, I forget her name. I don't like Jet Reno. Jet Reno was barely in the show. All she ever did was comedic stuff. All she ever did was just talk down to men and never really did anything engineering wise. And I'm all like, why is she gonna be in this show when the actress is always busy? That is why she wasn't in Discovery. She was always busy doing other projects and stuff. So maybe her schedule has cleared, hopefully. Also, what has now made her want to be a teacher? You know what I'm saying? As opposed to somebody on a starship. So hopefully they will actually have her doing some engineering type stuff and change her character around to be a bit of a better character because I just don't like this character. But the most shocking thing was the Doctor. Dude, he's back. That's awesome. But I've always wanted him to come back to New Trek, but he should have came back for the Picard series or Prodigy. Now, technically, I haven't watched Prodigy, so maybe he is in that one. I don't know. The only reason why I don't watch it because it's made for kids and it looks too kiddie and everything like that. So I just bothered not to watch it. But if he was ever going to appear, it should have been Star Trek Picard because 7 of 9 is there. That is his best friend. That was somebody he crushed on. He's had a lot of interaction with her. It would have made sense if he would have popped up in the Picard series being the Doctor there. And we could have seen what he's been up to now that he's on Earth, now that he has the mobile emitter, and now he's, acting as human can be and everything, interacting with more people and different species. But the question now, rings in my head is why is he in the 32nd century and how exactly? Is it through time travel? They're gonna have to explain why he looks old, which of course they're gonna do the Star Trek thing of, oh, he just wants to look old, so he changed his program. I can give that a pass. But it's okay, you gotta think about something. The Doctor was a compelling character. He was the Data of the series. He was a hologram made of hard light constructs, and he never wanted to be human. He just wanted to be treated fairly like humans. He wanted his own quarters. He wanted to turn his program on and off. He wanted to do things more than just medical, and he has exceeded his program by all the altercations of it, even becoming commanding officer and taking control of Voyager at one time. He has done a lot, and he is one of the most beloved characters ever. So it's gonna suck to see New Trek ruin his character like they did 7 of 9, like they did Picard, and so on and so on. But the question is, how the heck is he in the 32nd century? Well, the obvious thing is that, he's a hologram. He has a hollow matrix. But his hollow matrix is that from the 24th century. It is completely outdated. So most likely they probably retrofitted it. But, making updates to it to adhere to the needs of their new technology. That makes more sense. But it is kind of curious as to why Starfleet allowed him and not none of the other holograms. Because, there are other EMH Mark 1s, and there's a Mark 2 and a Mark 3 and a Mark this and that. So why him out of everybody else other than just the fact that it's, the actor? So they're going to have to explain why Starfleet has more of an interest in letting him live than nobody else. Because all the other Mark 1s are enslaved labor now. And, so did he change that? So it'd be nice to hear something like that. But why him? You know what I'm saying? Also, it's because they spent centuries constantly upgrading his program. And now here's the problem with that. They're going to have to retcon their holograms because we've seen what EMHs look like in the 32nd century, and they look completely odd. They look like mindless automatons that are just dopey in the head. And if you blink really fast, you destabilize their matrix and they short out. So is he gonna do that? And if he's not, why is his program so special and not theirs? Why do they talk so robotic and he doesn't? And because shouldn't they be based off his program? So you see the problem now with adding him to this series. The smart thing would be to have him time travel, but you're not gonna probably do that. But it just opens up a can of worms because it's kind of like I said before, we've seen what Discovery holograms look like in the 32nd century, or Starfleet, I should say. They just odd, and his program is so advanced. And what made the smartest doctor in the entire universe, who has knowledge from all the past humans on Earth, humans of the 24th century, aliens of the Alpha Quadrant, aliens of the Gamma and Beta Quadrant, and aliens of the Delta Quadrant? Why has this advanced program decided he's gonna teach all of a sudden? Why isn't he on a starship or a space station? Why isn't he the captain of a medical ship? You know? Now, Strange New Worlds. They gave us an extended clip about the crew becoming Vulcans and having to infiltrate somebody by re-engineering their DNA. Blah, 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 blah. A very comedic clip. Now, if you are familiar with Strange New Worlds, then you know that every season there are 2 comedic episodes. There's a Vulcan wacky episode, and then there's just a random comedic episode. Here we get the wacky Vulcan episode. I still don't understand if you genetically modify your DNA to be Vulcan, why does your hair all of a sudden change? And not only that, but why are you now suppressing your emotions automatically? That's not what Vulcans do. Vulcans have to practice and concentrate on suppressing their emotions. It doesn't just happen genetically or by birth. But yet these crew members are acting so Vulcan real fast. That is not convincing, and it's just, you know what I'm saying? That's New Trek writing for you. They don't understand Star Trek. Now, the whole getting injected with something and changing your DNA magically, kind of, I bet you anything that's not going to last and it's going to get retconned because no other Star Trek show has done that, and they should have saved something like that for the 32nd century. But they only did it one time in the first season and they haven't done it again till now. So it's going to get retconned like the hologram stuff, because they're probably going to say, oh, there's some side effects, it doesn't work really well, you could get stuck this way. So then we'll probably see the surgical procedure where they just cut you open and stuff. Now, here's the major problem with all this. Paramount Plus are idiots. They have ruined the 2nd season finale cliffhanger. The whole war with the Gorns and the Enterprise crossing over enemy lines when they were told not to, just so they can get their crew back. All the stakes are now gone because now we see everybody normal and happy as happy could be. So everything's all right. The only person we don't see is Pike's girlfriend. So I'm just really? So that season 2 cliffhanger, that got everybody on the edge of their seat has now just been thrown down the drain so you can show us a comedic clip. I don't understand that. And that pisses me off to where I don't even want to watch this season. And the worst part is time has passed because two of the female officers' hair is really long now. So it's like, why? But then if they really wanted to, like, you know, because the thing is, it's a prequel. So you knew all the people from TOS that are in this show were going to be all right. That's the problem with prequels. But they've created characters that we've never seen before, and we could have been like, oh, maybe something bad's gonna happen with them in the war. But no, we get to see them and they're totally fine. And last and not least, Section 31. That is the most un-Star Trek thing I have ever seen, including that of season 1 and 2 of Discovery and all of Lower Decks. This is literally an abomination. This does not even resemble Star Trek. And it's to the point where I have not seen not one person defend this show by saying, oh, this looks great. I can't wait to watch it. Like, let's go and everything. I haven't seen nobody do that. Now, I've seen people defend hate comments, which, by the way, because of all those toxic YouTube people who rant every day for no reason other than just to pay their bills and, you know, have something to have clicks and likes and views, they have made it to where you can't criticize nothing no more. Like if you was to say, this is the most un-Star Trek thing I've ever seen, then you got somebody saying, be quiet, you're a bigot, or be quiet, you're an incel, or be quiet, you hate people of color. And people's like, wait, what? Because you always have those bleeding heart people defending just for the sake of defending, just like you got all those toxic people hating for the sake of hating. I hate them so much, they get on my nerves. This is the reality in which we live in now because of all those toxic people. You got the toxic people complaining because they want their bills paid, and then you got the bleeding heart people just defending things that they don't even like themselves. But when I say this is the most un-Star Trek thing ever, I mean this is the most un-Star Trek thing ever. Who is this made for exactly? Clearly not Star Trek fans, and clearly not new Star Trek fans, because I don't even know what the plot of this movie is, which originally it was supposed to be a television show. Then they made it into a movie. Then it was in development for a long time until Michelle Yeoh wanted like an Oscar or something. And I like Michelle Yeoh. She's great. I just wish they would stop making her do like comedic stuff because it just doesn't flow right. You know what I'm saying? But I do love myself some Michelle Yeoh, so it'd be great to see her. But now we're going to be getting like a backstory into her life and when she was on like, you know, the mirror universe, which is like the complete like opposite of what Star Trek universe is, where a lot of people are either cowards or they're evil and stuff like that. And I don't want to see no backstory of her to sympathize with her because she's an evil woman. That's what the mirror universe is supposed to be about. The complete opposite of the good people we know. And like, you know, so I don't want to see that. Another thing I don't want to see, I don't want to see Casey Rawle anywhere on this show. I like her as an actress. I don't want her to have to degrade herself by being in New Trek. Not only that, but she's playing the female captain from the Enterprise C. It would be great to explore that character in the ship, but not with New Trek. Because it would be like the whole Khan thing. The Khan lady, whatever her name is, on Strange New Worlds, this has been a bit let down. There's no tie-ins to her family. She's not like evil. She's not super strong. She doesn't really live with the guilt of like who her relatives are. They retcon Khan now in that time travel episode. And it's just like they haven't done anything with her. There's no payoff with her. So there's not going to be no payoff with the other lady. They're going to find a way to fumble this character and not give us no good, like, you know, character development. And she keeps wearing all these short bob wigs to resemble her hair from that Enterprise episode. But then we see in another clip, she has long hair because she's just wearing short wigs. I'm going to assume this dude is a Vulcan. And his hair automatically made me think of that one Goosebumps episode where a guy had a hair exactly like that from the late 90s. This is a late 90s, early 2000s hairstyle. Very in sync, very Backstreet Boys. And I'm just like, really? This is in Star Trek now? And I know older hairstyles have made it into Star Trek because they're too lazy to come up with their own futuristic hairstyle. But this, and for a Vulcan? Really? Oh, and let's not forget the 21st century slang. Oh, you a boss bitch and everything. I'm just like, so we're back to this crap again. We're back to using 21st century slang. It gets on my nerves. It's almost as bad as when they put them in 21st century clothing. I don't get that. And I don't know who or what the heck is that dude in like that armored, like robotic outfit. He almost looks like a Borg, but he's not. Who is this made for? Also, if you're gonna have a Vulcan that's gonna be smiling and not have logic and work for Section 31 and all that, I want to see him being menacing. I want to see him being mean. I want to see him like Tuvok when Tuvok like lost his logic and everything. You know, there used to be a good time where Section 31 was like a really cool concept. It was a black ops off the books like organization of Starfleet where Starfleet don't like to get their hands dirty, so they have Section 31 do it for them. Basically, it's like this. Do whatever you have to do, but get the job done. And they do it. Like when they infected Odo with a super virus to infect his people and cause genocide because they was losing the Dominion War. All of the Alpha Quadrant was getting their butts kicked. So they decided to murder an entire alien race. But, you know, other people in Starfleet who were cool with Odo didn't want Odo to die, so they had to stop that. They used to be mysterious. You never knew who was part of Section 31 because they dressed exactly like Starfleet officers. But now it has been retconned in New Trek where they wear dark black and silver comm badges. And people know automatically who they are. They are a secret organization that has been around since like the 14th century. Secret is the key. Not exposing yourself and letting everybody know who you are because you're wearing a black comm badge. I hate New Trek so stinking much. And it's just like, I guess they're gonna be going on. I don't even know what the plot is about because you see like this bar, you see some other stuff, you see that backstory stuff, you get some sense of comedy. Like before the trailer even showed, this banner came up. Is this them supposed to be doing humor? Are they the Orville now? The Orville is a spoof of Star Trek. Star Trek is not supposed to be a spoof of Star Trek. Like, what does this even mean? But I guess they think they're funny now because there's so much humor in New Trek as opposed to subtle humor. Oy. So I'm not looking forward to none of these new Star Trek shows and movies. And you know what? I'm just not even gonna watch Section 31. It's one of those things that, like, why torture yourself, you know? As for the Academy show, I'll check out the first episode, maybe, but I don't have high hopes because Tilly's in it, Jet Reno's in it. I do not like those characters. Strange New Worlds has always been my favorite New Trek show, so I'll give that a try and see how that goes and everything. But I'm disappointed because now that cliffhanger is completely ruined. Alrighty, well, I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.